We certainly honor the presence of God in this place. Proper protocol has already been established, but I would like to honor all of my fellow sufferers of the gospel ministry. To the Creasy family, we're praying with you and for you, and we certainly want to thank you for sharing both Dr. Howard Creasy Sr. and Howard Creasy Jr. with us. I want to call the names of a few pastor friends of mine, and I'll explain it to you in my limited time that I have with you. Our host pastor, of course, Dr. Sutton, the Reverend Dr. Jasper Williams Jr., the Reverend Dr. Gregory Pollard, Reverend Dr. Craig Oliver, Bishop Dreyfus Smith, and the Reverend Dr. William Holmes Robinson. My first encounter with this giant of a man, this teacher, Dr. Howard Creasy, was several years ago at Busy Bee's restaurant. There is a common thread that I want to share with you. After brief introductions, the subject of me driving from Miami to Atlanta came up. I mentioned to Howard, and everybody, please excuse me for calling him Howard, but Dr. Creasy, and all of us sitting around the table, and I mentioned to him that it was therapeutic for me to drive. And Dr. Creasy, without batting an eye, didn't hesitate, and he raised this penetrating and profound question. Just how sick are you? I was then initiated into the brotherhood. And at that time in my life in ministry, I needed that fellowship. I needed those brothers. I needed Dr. Creasy. I needed his wisdom, and I needed, anytime you spoke with him, if you didn't want the truth, don't ask him. Because he didn't know how to, he wasn't in line when the Lord was handing out tact. He skipped that line because he was a truth teller. But he didn't do it in a malicious, condescending way. He did it as the Bible said. He spoke the truth in love. Dr. Creasy was a very unique man. It's already been stated. You can tell that there was something different about him. And as Dr. Jeremiah Wright says, different doesn't mean deficient. That there was something unique about him, and as Dawkins said, the young people would say he had swagger. The sophisticated academicians would say he had persona. The politicians and the civil rights leaders would say he was charismatic. Those of us in the kingdom knew he was anointed. There was something very special about this man of God. Dr. Hope mentioned that God gave Dr. Howard Creasy insight in spiritual warfare that most of us will never be able to scratch the surface. You need to understand that he didn't just teach and preach at Olivet and St. Peter's and in our pulpits. Every chance he got, the table at Busy Bee's became his pulpit. The table at Pascal, one of my last times meeting with him at dinner or breakfast or lunch, I shared with him at the second church that the Lord has allowed me to pastor, St. Ruth. We're in the process of building, and without batting an eye, he went in his portfolio, gave me a copy of the diagram and the plans for Olivet. He said, look at this, Curry. You get some ideas from here, and call me if you need anything else. He was just like that. He didn't have a jealous bone in his body. I close because I don't want Sailor standing up on me. I purchased a ticket. I was here, was with the family, with my friends, with the Horsemen. And we went over to the house, and I had to go back because because I had to preach and I had a funeral, and then I bought a ticket to fly back. And I decided I'm not going to fly. Thursday night I jumped in my car and I drove all Thursday night, all into Friday morning. When this homegoing service is over, I'm jumping in my car and I'm hitting 75. I have 3 services in the morning. But while I was driving here, I smiled, I laughed because I heard Howard again raising that penetrating and profound question. Victor, just how sick are you? I drove this time in honor of my friend.
Please know it is impossible to stand up and hold down any of these prophets. There's so many on the pulpit today. Give them a hand praise. Let me again exercise the prerogative of the presiding officer. This program is going to be fluid. Understand fluid. We're going to move some things around. In just a moment, we're going to hear a solo coming up next, please, from Sister Catherine Lowry. She's going to come and sing. She's chip off the old block, just like her mama. Only her daddy will understand why I said that. And then she's going to come, and after she comes, Jasper Williams. Jasper Williams. This is Jasper Williams. What did I just say to you? Which means he is somebody. Would you all allow me to exercise prerogative chair and bring him up a little closer? There's already been a vote in the pulpit. I'm just reporting the results. Don't kill the messenger with the message. He's going to come and bring the eulogy. Give all the rest of us a chance to recoup and recalibrate. Is that all right? Even if it's not all right, what we're going to do, all right? Come on, get Sister Karen out of here, please. She's
changed in a moment, and we shall behold Him face to face. We shall behold Him. Oh yes, we shall behold Him face to face in all of His Oh yes, we shall behold Him face to face. Our Savior and Lord, we shall behold Him. Our
Obviously, I'm not the great Jasper Williams.